What kind of creature weaponizes its body so aggressively that its own gluttony kills it? 6 meters long, 1 ton of muscle, jaws that opened 70 degrees, and a fossil that preserved its final, fatal mistake. A 6-meter shadow slices through the ancient seaway, nearly a ton of muscle packed into a frame built for one thing: velocity. Xiphactinus was not just big, it was engineered for speed. Its body formed a perfect torpedo, a design echoed today in tarpon and swordfish, where every contour shaves away drag. With a drag coefficient around 0.04, this predator cut through water as cleanly as any modern missile. The largest specimen stretched over 5.2 meters, weighing close to 950 kilograms, yet moved with a cruising speed of 9 meters per second, more than 30 kilometers an hour. That is faster than most Olympic swimmers could ever dream. And it is not a sprint. This fish could sustain that pace, hunting across kilometers of open water. Dr. Kelly compares its acceleration to a torpedo launch, the kind of burst that leaves prey no chance to react. The streamlined profile, high aspect ratio fins, and powerful muscle bands along the spine gave Xiphactinus the ability to chase down almost anything in its path. This was a living missile, a biological engine built to convert mass into unstoppable momentum. Every feature on its body pointed toward one purpose: close the gap, strike, and devour. The real terror lay in the jaws. Xiphactinus wielded a mouth that didn't just open, it erupted. Its upper jaw could pivot nearly 70 degrees skyward, unhinging like a monstrous bear trap. Dr. Kelly calls it a living guillotine, engineered to snap shut in under 1/10 of a second. Biomechanical tests put the bite at 3,800 newtons, enough force to crush bone and drive fangs through armored scales. That's more than twice the bite of a modern Goliath tigerfish, and the gape itself could stretch wider than a man's outstretched arms. This was not a mouth built for nibbling. It was a weapon designed to swallow prey half its own size in one catastrophic gulp. All of this played out in the Western Interior Seaway, a shallow tropical sea that split North America in half 90 million years ago. Water temperatures hovered around 25 degrees Celsius, with depths rarely dropping below 150 meters. Sunlight cut deep, fueling plankton blooms and massive schools of fish, prime hunting grounds for a predator that thrived on chaos. Here, the chemistry of the sea bred giants, and the physics of shallow water demanded speed and violence. Xiphactinus turned those demands into its own arsenal, a relentless machine of muscle, bone, and hunger. Predators in the Western Interior Seaway were not scattered loners. They were packed shoulder to fin in a world where only the most savage survived. Every meter of water hit a rival. Ginsu sharks, up to 6 meters long, slashed through the shallows with rows of serrated teeth, their bite marks still found gouged into ancient turtle shells. Tylosaurus, the undisputed mosasaur giant, stretched 12 meters from snout to tail, armed with a battering ram skull and jaws wide enough to swallow a grown human whole. Even Megacephalosaurus, the 8-meter pliosaur, patrolled the deeper channels. Its massive head and crushing bite specialized for tackling armored prey. The seaway swarmed with these apex hunters, each one fast, each one lethal, each one locked in an endless arms race for dominance. In this crucible, Xiphactinus had to be more than a missile. It had to outfight, outpace, and outlast monsters built for carnage. The water churned with danger, and supremacy belonged to the boldest jaws. In 2026, a discovery in the chalk beds of northern Alabama sent shockwaves through paleontology. Lodged deep in the fossilized neck of a 4-meter plesiosaur, researchers unearthed a jagged tooth fragment, 23 millimeters long, its enamel shattered in a burst pattern only possible from violent impact. Dr. Sarah Smith, leading the forensic analysis, ran finite element models to reconstruct the strike. The results were staggering. To drive a tooth that size into dense vertebral bone, Xiphactinus would have had to unleash more than 5,000 newtons of force, comparable to the bite of a modern crocodile, but delivered at lightning speed from a fish built for ambush. The microfractures radiating from the entry point matched the stress signatures of a high-velocity collision, not slow decay or scavenging. Dr. Smith described it as a ballistic event. Bone yielded, enamel splintered, and the predator's tooth snapped off in the chaos. For the first time, here was physical proof that Xiphactinus wasn't just a fish eater. It could punch through armored reptiles, turning its own jaws into battering rams. This forensic smoking gun reframes Xiphactinus as a predator whose bite didn't just kill, it could break the bodies of rivals and tear through the bones of giants. The same strike power that shattered plesiosaur bone would soon reveal a hidden cost: the risk of catastrophic self-inflicted damage lurking behind every attack. A fossil slab, silent and gray, holds the aftermath of a prehistoric ambush. The predator, 14 feet of armored muscle, lies with its rib cage splayed open, and inside that bone vault, the outline of another fish. Nearly 6 feet long, spine perfectly articulated, fins still fanned as if frozen mid-thrash. CT scans peel back the stone to reveal the full horror: Gillicus, swallowed whole, jammed head-first beneath the ribs of Xiphactinus. The predator's own bones are warped inward, ribs bent and collapsed around the unbroken body of its last meal. Dr. Hillis first traced the arc of those shattered ribs and realized what the fossil preserved: not just a death, but a forensic snapshot of a fatal feeding. Here, predator and prey are locked together in a final violent tableau, a 6-meter killer brought down by the very strategy that made it king. Inside that fossilized rib cage, physics turned on the predator. As the Gillicus drove headfirst into the stomach cavity, the force of its living thrash created a sudden pressure spike, about 0.2 megapascals, or double what most fish organs can withstand. The stomach wall tore, ribs snapped inward, and in seconds the ultimate killing machine became its own victim. Dr. Hillis puts it bluntly: Xiphactinus was so perfectly engineered for swallowing prey whole that, in this case, it swallowed itself to death. The same power that let it dominate the seaway triggered a catastrophic rupture from within, proof that even apex predators can be undone by their own design. Xiphactinus, 6 meters of raw hunger, proves apex predators don't just haunt prehistory. Nature still rewards ferocity, even at the price of self-destruction. Who inherits that legacy now? Thanks for watching.